Good evening, and welcome back to Campfire Stories. Pull your chair in close. The fires burn down good and low tonight, just the way I like it. This one is fiction, mostly the kind of tale they still tell up our way, out past Mallorytown where the granite ridge runs down to the river. It's about a soft-spoken man who came to a country auction one fall and paid good cash money for things nobody had yet decided to sell.
An auction. That's your blood-curdling premise tonight. A wobbly folding table and a jar of somebody's loose buttons.
Laugh if you want to. But you weren't there the Saturday the stranger came. Quiet fellow, gray coat buttoned to the chin, a voice like water sliding over stones. He never bid on a single thing the auctioneer held up. He walked the yard instead, and he found old Ephraim Buell by the fence, and he offered him $400 for a tractor that Ephraim hadn't the least notion of selling.
And Ephraim, being a sensible man, told him to go soak his head in the horse trough.
More or less, yes. But the stranger only smiled and said, "You'll want to sell it before the second week of June." Wrote his room number on a scrap of paper, pressed it into Ephraim's hand, and walked off. Well now, 12 days later that tractor threw a rod clean through the engine block, up on the ridge road, and very nearly took Ephraim's leg off at the knee.
Machines break, Marty? Especially the ones Ephraim owned. That man never changed the oil in his life, and everybody on the ridge knew it.
True enough. But the stranger came back the next month, and the month after that. Always the very same. He'd offer real money, cash folded neat as a hymn sheet, for a thing the owner still had and still loved and fully meant to keep. A wedding quilt. A little cedar fishing skiff. A milk cow named Prudence.
And let me guess, every last one of those went and turned sour right on his schedule.
The quilt belonged to the Ganleys. He offered them $200 for it in April. By the middle of August, Ruth Ganley had packed up her half of that house and driven off to her sister's place in Kingston, and their marriage was as finished as last year's calendar. He had known. Weeks before either one of them knew it themselves.
Or he heard the two of them hollering through an open window like everybody else on that road did. You're building a profit out of a nosy man with a fat wallet.
Then you explain the Corliss farmhouse to me. He offered them money for the front door. Just the door, mind you, the old cedar one with the black iron latch. They laughed him right off the porch. 9 days later, that house burned down to the sills, and the only thing the fire crew dragged out whole was that cedar door, laid flat in the yard where not one soul remembers carrying it.
Okay. That one I do not love.
Nobody did. Folks stopped laughing after the Corliss fire, I'll tell you. They started watching that auction lot the way you watch the sky in tornado weather. Because whatever that man laid his money on, the tomorrow of it was already spoken for. He wasn't buying the thing at all. He was buying what was going to happen to it.
So why on earth keep going back? If your whole ridge had him figured, why not just run the man off for good?
You don't run off a man who is always right. You listen. You dread. And you pray to heaven he walks on past your row. I went myself, one cold Saturday in October, just to lay my own eyes on him. Stood way at the back by the coffee urn, told myself I was only curious, nothing more.
Marty, please tell me you did not go and talk to him.
I didn't have to, Carol. He crossed the whole yard, straight through the middle of that crowd, and he stopped square in front of me. Looked me right in the eye, gentle as could be. And he pointed, not at the tables but at my vest pocket. At the watch my father left me. That old brass pocket watch I have told you 100 times I mean to be buried holding.
Your funeral watch? This man wanted your funeral watch.
He offered me $300 for it. Cash, folded neat, held right out flat on his open hand. And he said real soft, "You'll want to sell before you'd ever think." The same words. The same quiet little smile. And behind me the auctioneer had gone dead silent, and every face in that whole yard had turned around to look at me.
And you told him no? Marty, you looked at that man and you told him no.
The fire's getting awful low, isn't it? That's about all I've got in me tonight, folks. Good night now. Sleep warm and mind your own tomorrows.
Good night, everybody. And Marty, starting tonight, that watch sleeps on my side of the bed.